Right. Now, so far you learned about all these calculations related to the distance. Now, maybe you know that in your vehicles, one meter will be there, and that meter will show with what speed you are driving that particular vehicle. And that particular device which is used to measure the speed of the vehicle will be called speedometer. So a speedometer or speed meter is a gauge that measures and displays the instantaneous speed of a vehicle. Instantaneous speed means at that particular instant of time where you are observing it. At that particular time, what is the speed of it? So that will be said by this particular instrument, speedometer. Have you seen this speedometer in your vehicles?
Yes.
Right. In all vehicles, this particular speedometer will be there. So maybe you observed it. And this speedometer generally measures speed in kilometers per hour. So here that particular thing will be there. If you observe it, kilometer per hour, 20 kilometers per hour, 40 kilometer per hour, 60 kilometer per hour, like this it will be there. So speedometer generally will measure the speed of the vehicle. So all the vehicles will be fitted with this particular speedometer, and for a boat this is called pit log. For boat also this device will be there, but it will be called with a pit log. You can't say it as speedometer for it. But for an aircraft, this will be called speed indicator. So different names are there. But all these pit log or speed indicator or speedometer generally will measure which one? Speed of an object. Okay. And speed of an object will be measured in which units? Kilometer per hour. Right? Now, one more thing will be there in your particular that device only, which will be there in your vehicle. Now, observe this part of this particular diagram. This part you observe. Now, what is this 2, 3, 8, 2, 2? Do you know what this will tell us? What this portion will tell us? Whether this type will be there in your vehicles? Tell me.
Yes.
Right. What this will tell us generally?
The total distance traveled by an vehicle.
Right. How much distance was covered by the vehicle? That will be given by this particular numbers. And this instrument, whatever which is used to measure the distance traveled by the vehicle, will be called odometer. Now here it is there. Now odometer, and generally this odometer will measure the distance traveled by any vehicle. Okay, and it may be electronical or it may be mechanical. And electronical means it will display some values, like electronic watch. Watch will be there, no? So like it displays some values. So like that, if it is there here, display is there with the electronic one, it is called electronical. And if this type of a showing is there, then it will be called mechanical. So it may be electrical or mechanical. If we are using it with some kind of a display like a electronic watches, it will be called electronical. And if it is there like this, it will be called mechanical. And it is also called milometer. Why? Because it will say us about how much distance traveled. When we say milometer, when we are using it in a boats again. Now generally you know that the distance in sea will be measured with one unit which is called miles, not with this particular kilometer or meter.
Yes, sir.
So that's why it is called milometer also. So now tell me again. Speedometer generally measures what?
Speed.
Very
The speed
good.
of a vehicle.
Very good. Name itself will tell us. It will measure speed. Now what odometer will measure?
The distance traveled by a vehicle.
Very good. It measures about a distance traveled by vehicle. So difference you have to observe. Speedometer will be speed, odometer will be for distance traveled. Now let us observe few questions. The speedometer of a vehicle measures speed in. Tell me which units?
Kilometer per hour.
Very good, kilometer. So this is the answer. Now the meter that measures the distance moved by any vehicle is known as
Odometer.
right.
Odometer.
Okay. Now tell me what speedometer will measure. Let us write down all what will they measure. Speedometer will be speed of vehicle.
Speed. Odometer is distance.
Distance.
Anemometer is for
Speed.
speed of
Good.
wind, velocity.
Right. Anemometer will be for wind speed.
Thermometer is for temperature.
Temperature.
Very good for temperature. Okay. Right. Now we finished this. We finished this also. Okay. Now you say this, and after that we'll solve that question, and later we'll finish this session. The meter that is used to measure speed of a vehicle is.
Speedometer.
So it is a very easiest and small question. A speedometer. Now let us solve this one. I will give you about 2 minutes of time and solve it, and tell me the answer. Walking 3/4 of his normal speed, Rabi is 60 minutes late in reaching to his office, and the usual time taken by him to cover the distance between his home and office will be how much? It's late in reaching his office. So now observe carefully. Now
48 minutes.
how much it is? 48 minutes. Okay.
48 minutes.
Okay, let us find out it. Now here this is home. This is office. Actually the distance is x. Now here to here we don't know what is the distance, but it is x. And normally he travels with a speed of v and he reaches time in a time t. But now what is given is he is traveling, sorry, if he travels like this, the distance x will be equal to speed into time, so we can write v into t. Now I am writing it as equation number 1. And same distance was traveled with a how much speed? 3/4 of his normal speed. So x distance was traveled with a 3/4 speed of v, and he reached how many minutes late? 16 minutes late. So 16 minutes late means he took more 16 minutes than this t. So t plus 16. This is equation number 2. Both are saying about x only. Both values are equal. So when you are equating both the values, that means Vt is equal to 3/4 V into t plus 16. Then you have to solve t. Now as both sides V is common, V will be cancelled. Now here t is there, and 3/4 t into 16. Okay, I will do like this. 4 I will send to this side. So 4t it will become 4t is equal to 3 into t, 3t plus 3 into 16. 3 into 16 means 48. Now I'll send this 3t to this side. So 4t minus 3t will be equal to 48. 4t minus 3t will be equal to t. So t is equal to how much? 48 minutes. So in this way you have to solve. Is it clear? How to calculate this? Unmana, Priscilla, Bhavya.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, Priscilla?
Yes.
Any doubt, Bhavya? Arna? Bhavya, are you there? Right, no doubt related to this. Okay. Now, maybe you know that whatever questions are given or whatever the topic is given in today's, this is related only with the speed or only related with the distance, not with the displacement. And maybe you will have a total session next time will be for a displacement only. And once again tell me, distance and displacement, whether they can be equal at any time. Distance and displacement both must be equal.
When the distance is covered along a straight line.
Right, that means when an object is moving along a straight line, distance and displacement will be equal. But if object is traveling other than the straight line path, definitely distance will be greater than the displacement. Now for displacement, how you calculate that already you observed it, and let me give one small question related to it, and we'll conclude today's session by learning about it. Okay. Right. So for that I will give you clue also, and after clue you have to say the answer. Now north, south, east, west directions. So I will say like this. First, object traveled a distance of east by 40 meter. Then object traveled to the north side by 30 meters. Now next, west by 40 meter again. Tell me what will be the displacement of the object. Unmana?
30 meter.
30 meter. Bhavya, your answer also will be 30 meter. Bhavya and Arna, you also have to give the answer. Bhavya, tell me what is your answer.
Speedometer.
50 meter.
See what I asked and what you are saying, Bhavya. Bhavya, I am asking what is the displacement. Here already I said, Arna, you tell me.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what will be your answer here. Object traveled a distance of 40 meter along east, 30 meter along north, 40 meter again along west. Then what will be the displacement? Okay. So let me say 30 meter will be the right answer, but how to find out it? Let me say like this. Already I given directions there. So first start from one point A, and it is traveling along which direction first? 40 meter. So along east 40 meter. So east will be there in this direction. So let us say it reached point B. So distance of 40 meter. Now again it traveled a distance of 30 meter along which direction? North. So north is there, upward direction. So from this point north, how much distance? 30 meter. And again west. West means this left side. So west he traveled. It is B to C and C to D. So C to D is how much distance again? 40 meter. Now what will be the displacement? So you know the displacement will be nothing but shortest path between initial and final point. Initial point is A, final point will be D. So I am joining these two, A and D. Now if you close it, definitely it will look like a rectangle, and in a rectangle opposite sides will be equal. So 40 meter will be equal to 40 meter, then this CB must be equal to AD, and definitely it must be 30 meter. So what will be your answer? 30 meter will be your answer. So in this way, you have to find like this many different type of questions will be there. And those questions you are going to learn in the next session. And maybe I hope you understood everything related to this particular distance. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.